Tired of the same old radio talk show? There is an alternative. This is GONZO Radio.
You know, what really helps is if I don't have the chicken sandwich on the screen instead of myself. I mean, I know I'm wearing orange and everything, but welcome to another episode of the GONZO Radio Show. Hi, how you doing? I'm Big Daddy Gonzo. We are just diving right into it because my guests have places to go and shit to do after this, like most of my guests do. In that much, I am like a conventional talk show because usually if you go on the Tonight Show or something, like one of the junket shows, and you will see they're going, I got to go now, and all of a sudden when their interview is done, they're getting up and they're leaving. And it's like, wait 1 second. But seated across from me, my guests tonight are Larry Robinson, and I have to read her name to get it right. It's Olga Gavrilenko.
No, I don't want to see him. I want to
Gavrilenko.
Gavrilenko, you got it.
Gavrilenko.
Yeah.
I like to roll my R's.
I've never even tried.
You Russians roll R's like crazy.
It's actually, the name is Ukrainian. And and Olga Gavrilenko, like in Ukraine, it's as common as John Smith here. So it's a very common name, yeah. But it's exotic here. So.
Okay.
This is Gavrilenko.
Yeah, everything that ends with K-O is Ukrainian.
Oh, okay.
In origin, yeah.
Oh.
So my dad is Ukrainian.
I got to learn something. That's awesome. I'm a little obsessed. I'm a little culturally obsessed with like the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So as you guys heard when we were chatting pre-show, you know, I'm obsessed like the Balkans, like wow, and Mongolia, wow. And you've been all over the world. You're a world traveler for crying out loud.
In many places.
In many places.
Tibet,
You've been a lot of places.
China,
wait. I have your bio right here. It says all kinds of stuff about you here. You know, I mean,
Really?
Yeah. Wait. And this was done by Ed. So Ed, by the way, Ed at Actors Cultural Theater. They are now amassing. You guys have amassed some of the best actors in the southern part of the state, probably the whole entire state. I mean, really.
No argument for me.
I mean, well, Larry, you're a vet.
Yeah.
You know, you've been on the silver screen, you've been on the small screen, you've done scenes with big shots.
Oh yeah.
You know, you're what we would call an actor's actor.
Yeah.
I've been doing
this, about 50,000 years.
50,000 years. 50,000 years. Now we're gonna roll the trailer from Heroes of 6th Street. And we're going to roll that trailer, and I must say your stunt work in the Heroes of 6th Street was exemplary. It was exemplary.
And I didn't even have to. Everybody else did the falling and everything. All I had to do was go. Ah!
Yeah, well, there's one thing that can be taken away from Heroes of 6th Street, and I guess that is if you're a criminal, vegetables are bad for you. They're definitely very bad for you.
People that eat vegetables.
Yeah, don't fuck with a vegan. That's the reason why. Actually, Olga, I need you to scoot towards Larry a little more. You're drifting. Yeah, bring your microphone with you. You're drifting a little bit. Oh, yes, take it. Yes. Is she good at hogging scenes? She's like all in the frame now. Awesome.
Yeah. Look at all this presence.
I love having actors on. When I have stand-up comics on and DJs, they have to have like 3 feet between them. Because all we'll have is them on both sides of the frame. I'll have one half of a face here. It's great for branding. The branding is right behind them. And I'm like, guys, get a little closer. It's like, what, you don't want to touch? Actors? Guys, I need you to get in the frame a little bit. Oh, yeah, like this? Bam, you guys are right on. First time. That was awesome. It is. I mean, that's trained professional actors right there. Actor and actress. Like, what? Frame now? Good. All right, wait, okay. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at your shot right now, and it's like
we've been working together. How long? We've been.
You guys
2 years. About
a couple of years. So we're used to each other now.
I get to play on my own set designer here. I want to get that out from in front of your pretty face. There, we can see it. You can still talk into the mic.
Perfect.
That's all you gotta do is lean forward a little bit and talk into it. Not like Larry. Larry can hit that mic from across the room.
The next room.
Now, with that basso profundo, that deep voice of yours, I have to ask, in my curiosity, have you done Shakespeare on stage?
Oh, yes.
Yes?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, I bet you have. I bet you. What's your favorite character to play? Your favorite role?
Boy, Shakespeare was always so challenging. It was like, how can I do this? Every time I have to do it, it seems like it's the first time I've ever done Shakespeare.
Right.
And I have to get used to it all over again, and I got to go out and I would go to the library and get Shakespeare for Dummies and analyze each and every line so I knew what I was talking about, so I could get it across so that people know what the hell I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
And I did Othello. I had done one version of Othello at the Florida Shakespeare Theater, which is now the Gable Stage. I had a tiny part in that. But then all of a sudden, out of the blue, a guy named Jerry Waxman, who has passed on, who was pretty well known in Broward.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you remember Jerry?
Oh yeah,
Waxman?
I know the name very well.
Oh God, I used to do comedy theater at the Hollywood Boulevard Theater.
Oh yeah.
59.
Was a friend of Jackie Gleason's.
He was?
Yeah, I believe so.
Well, you never told me that one.
Well, Jackie left a legacy. I'm sure that Jerry was very young when he and Jackie were acquainted.
Yeah.
But Jackie left a legacy. You see these guys that are wandering around in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and they're guys that were, young guys. They were Mr. Gleason, no Mr. Gleason, and they were like, I learned so much from Jackie Gleason. And you're starting to see some kids that are running around right now that have learned a lot from Burt Reynolds. Not just little girls and women that are going, yeah, he wouldn't stop touching my butt, but actual actors and actresses who learned a lot from Burt, and it really because Burt had a bit of a stigma of being a corny action hero, but you go back through his filmography. You go through his body of work.
They've been showing him on Gunsmoke. They've been, I like the old television shows. So they watch. They have Gunsmoke on. I don't know if I can talk about the channel that is on. Is that okay?
It's okay.
MeTV, Channel 10, and I love the old television shows. And this was like the old black and white Gunsmoke, and these were episodes that they never showed before. And just seeing him at that time, he was just so young, and he was like, this real cool, macho kind of guy.
Fresh off the football field.
Yeah, it was very impressive, the stuff he was doing.
Well, it's like him and Clint Eastwood. A lot of people typecasted, Clint Eastwood as just plain brooding guy, cowboy, spaghetti western. John Ford wouldn't touch him, but
they started out together at Universal Studios. They were both like small-time contract players.
Yeah.
And I think it was Carl Lumet Jr. called them both into the office and said, you guys have absolutely no talent. You're fired.
You're fired.
You'll never get anywhere.
He was a genius, wasn't he? Oh God, that happens in music. That happens in everything. Yeah, you suck. You're fired. He's a what now? Like a year later, he's top billing. He's what? Yeah, I love that stuff because not all executives are geniuses and they don't know everything about entertainment.
No, they don't.
Period. So you guys have a lot going on here, and I'm sending the shot over to you because I have notes to read. I have all kinds of stuff to read. Wait, Ed's trying to message us. Is everything okay? I'm gonna leave him hang. I'm gonna leave him hang. He's like, why? Is everything okay?
Just let him know. I know
Ed,
where they are.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Ed. If you're listening or watching, yeah, everything is fine, Ed. But Ed did send us some stuff to plug because you guys have got a lot going on. ACT's got a lot going on. Let's see what we got. The Broward Film Industry Symposium, and that's September 28th and 29th, and that's going to be casting agents and acting coaches and directors. And wait, you just something scribbled down here at the bottom.
Let the monologue be your resistance. So it's going to be like a showcase of different monologues.
Monologue, showcase, film fest. Okay, there you go. That's what that word is, monologue. Ed Scratch.
Okay.
Ed Scratch. And also, he also sent another one. He wanted me to plug the Southwest Florida Steam Con because, Ed's a big steampunk guy. So,
and we have a steampunk movie.
Yes, you sure do. Yeah. And wait, I've got that here too. I am the master of notes. I really am.
I'm glad you got that in there.
Yeah, I do. No, Adam Steam though. Adam Steam actually, which Ed has shown me over and over and over and over again, and I'm like, it's great, Ed. It's great. It's great, Ed. It's great. It is. It's great. It's great. I love Ed to death. I really do. I mean, Tamerlane. Is it just Tamerlane? Just like chews up the screen. He is. That just is such a big. It's just this the radiating character. He radiates menace, but then he comes up with cornball humor. And I mean, I think that I mean, we've seen with characters like the Joker in all the Batman iterations, and the Riddler. Funny and zany can still be deadly and menacing. I mean, look at Heath Ledger. Look at what Heath Ledger did with the Joker in one shot. Okay, there's two things with Heath Ledger about that is just the crazy shit that came out of his mouth and the that whole ominous sound. I don't even know what the hell that sound was. Whether it was like a really slow violin and it picked up, and it was just you started to grip whatever chair you were in. You were like, oh shit, something's gonna happen now. and it's funny because I mean, I don't know if it's high praise or whatever, but the Tamerlane's kind of a character like that. If only they can find his menacing music for when he comes onto the screen.
There's something to think about. Maybe we can.
Because
get some special Tamerlane music.
Well, I've seen Tamerlane on Hinge. Tamerlane's been on the show a few times.
Okay.
Tamerlane did he did a deal where he was constantly hacking into our feed, and he was hacking into our feed and doing something called Supervillain News, which is essentially the news told by the perspective of a supervillain.
Oh, okay.
So ISIS really didn't seem like bad guys to him, and his good buddy Dick Cheney, his old pal Dick Cheney, and things. Oh yeah, it was very well written satire, but it was hilarious. You got to check it out sometime. Go back to the archives, people. Know your Gonzo radio history. So, all of these things that are going on that one weekend. I mean, and here's the funniest part, Ed. You might want to give me the location and address of where it is you'd like me to send people, because I'm not seeing any locations or addresses here, Ed.
Whoa.
What is wrong with you?
Come on, Ed, let's go.
I'm so disappointed here. Oh, wait a second. I will go so far as to find the address. Wait.
There's definitely a flyer.
The film industry,
the symposium should be in Sabre Theater, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw.
Broward Cultural Division Destination Sistrunk. Do you know anything about that?
That's not a location, no.
That's not the location, Ed. All right. Well,
we better not come out with anything.
We've got a break coming up, and I'll get on Ed's case about it when we got the break coming up. But
like for instance, with Adam Steam, I mean, I kind of was the one that came up with the basic idea and the theme of Adam Steam.
Right.
And I had never really done anything like this before. I was always in somebody else's movie, and they thought it up.
Right.
And I couldn't think of what people to put into this thing. It was driving me crazy. And the first, I was like, okay, there has to be a bad guy. I was like, okay. So there's gonna be
that's
like
Tamerlane.
We're like Ming the Merciless, and I went, wait a minute, Tamerlane. And once
got a guy.
Got Tamerlane, it all just came together. All the other characters came out. I was like, it was like opening a dam.
And it makes sense because the whole premise, they travel through the portal, the time travel portal, dimensional portal, yeah.
Interdimensional warp into the steampunk world.
And then you see him in Heroes of Sixth Street. So that explains why Tamerlane is,
he's
different
interdimensional,
time frames and dimensions, and
it's really funny because I was watching the latest big steampunk production, Mortal Engines. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's on HBO now. Mortal Engines. Really? It's about a dystopian future, 1,000 years in the future. Like it's like the year 3100 almost, and society or civilization is broken down into everybody is up on some sort of mobile vehicle, including entire cities. One of them being London. And these cities are predator cities.
Oh,
right.
I saw something like that. It was on YouTube. Maybe it was an ad or something.
It was probably a trailer for it.
Yeah, trailer.
And I'm sorry, the movie sucks. The movie sucks. It's just horrible. It's just terrible, and it drags, and it's just like you guys could have done better with that. But it was a hardcore steampunk type of a theme. So this is
like this moving the things of
giant cities on half tracks that are marauding across the world. There was some sort of tectonic plate shift, and like there were whole land masses that ran into each other. So I mean, like they showed a map of the world, and like Europe broke off sideways and is now a land bridge between Africa and like Florida and northern South America. Like the whole Caribbean is just land now. And it's like, oh, you know what? The premise is a little far-fetched, even for fantasy, even for steampunk. But which brings me back to the Atomic Steam. Atomic Steam, less far-fetched than that movie.
Yeah, I don't think I can think of anything that's just
and probably at about a 400th of the budget, that speaks to the. But that speaks to you're right. A really, really, really little decimal, or little percentage, but a small ratio. But that speaks to creativity versus production. Okay, if it's garbage in the script, no matter how pretty it is, no matter how much CGI you use, if it's garbage on the script, it's going to be garbage on the screen. Period. I tell people this all the time. Now, sometimes garbage, are like junk food. Garbage is palatable to large masses of people. That movie bombed hard, because I seem to recall that movie came out in theaters like 2 months ago. And if you are 2 months from theater to HBO, you bombed hard. You bombed real hard.
I didn't even know it.
Yeah. So speaking of steampunk movies that didn't make it, but Atomic Steam, I'm telling you what, you put the same money on that film, and it's a better film. You put the same money into that film. You got to keep Tamerlane, of course, but you got to put the same money into that film, and it's off the charts. But speaking of junk food, there's been a news story that's kind of got me bugged a little bit. Are you familiar with Popeye's chicken sandwich? No. Well, Olga, you're a vegan or a pescatarian. You like fish.
Well, I like fruits and vegetables, but for my protein intake, I do consume fish and seafood.
I'm a Floridian. I like fish too. I am a Floridian. It comes out of the ocean. Yeah, whatever. Boil it. Put some butter on it. Gimme. Basically, there's been a big craze about Popeye's fried chicken has a chicken sandwich that people are going batshit over. Now, I mean,
what are the ingredients outside of the obvious?
Well, the ingredients, actually, I have the ingredients. But it's you see, I have like a special intro I have to put on. Hang on one second. This is a segment. This is like, I have very little scripted in this show, okay? There's this and the 7 deadly questions. Sometimes I'll have something called the douchebag of the week if somebody does complete something really like so heinously douchey that I have to say something about it. But generally we like to go with RUFKM, and then we like to go with the 7 deadly questions. But in this instance, it is wholheartedly RUFKM.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Are you FKM? Are you kidding me?
Are you
fucking kidding me?
Why, no, I'm not kidding you. There have been, and when I say lines, okay, when I say there have been people that have been stacked up around the block to get this chicken, I am not joking. I am not kidding. I have my own self. I have seen on Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach, okay, lines like down the street, 30 cars. You would think that it was a hurricane coming and you had to get a chicken sandwich to survive the fucking hurricane. Okay? Right? They survived the devastation. Okay? You would think that it was on the short list of shit that you have to survive the end of the world, because these people, and what it all stemmed from was
what's the deal with the chicken?
There was a challenge between Chick-fil-A, who's very proud of their chicken sandwich, and Popeyes. And you had all of these, and first of all, Popeyes, I've had Popeyes and I've had Chick-fil-A. Funny, really, really strange. A fat guy has that, has had that. But I've had them, and I can honestly tell you that, all right, I got to get the chicken sandwich off my face. I got a chicken sandwich on my face. This is weird stuff that happens only on my show. I can honestly tell you, because I've had both sandwiches, the Popeye sandwich is better. It is just plain better.
So what do you think it is about the Popeyes?
Well, I mean, according to these ingredients, I mean, and they kept it really simple. It's a buttermilk battered hand-breaded chicken fillet on a toasted brioche bun. I love brioche buns. They're really, really good. I don't eat white bread. I got to stop because I lost a bunch of weight, and part of that was don't stick white bread in your face. And it's topped with pickles and either mayo or the spicy Cajun spread. I get the spicy Cajun spread because
you get me hungry.
Yeah, that spicy Cajun spread ain't no joke.
Yeah.
It ain't no joke. I mean, and it's really good. The only problem is you have to wait in a line for like an hour. It's like the DMV.
You gotta be there when it opens.
Yeah, you got to get there when they open. Get them chicken sandwiches fresh. Yeah, that's a Pompton thing there. That's a Pompano thing. We call Pompano Pompton like that. It's just like it's right there. It's right there in that neighborhood where there's just enough poor white people, poor Mexican people, poor black people, and they all go, how much is that chicken sandwich? I like that chicken sandwich. And there's a fucking line around the corner. And then you add all the people that get online and get into this challenge, and they start talking smack, and it became a pop cultural event.
So how much is it?
I believe it's $2.99. The combo was $2.99. I'm sure they found a way to jack up the price now.
And was it a limited time only, or is it now?
No, it better not be limited time only. Let's put it this way. Here, I have some numbers here. Let's see. We got Popeyes that are reporting selling out of it, which exhausting their supplies is something else. But officially, Popeyes saw traffic to its restaurants spike by 103.3%.
Wow.
In a week. And this is the newly launched sandwich. A week. So we're gonna go grab a sandwich. I want to thank everybody for watching. We're gonna go to Popeyes and grab a sandwich now. But
aren't you have like a performance? You want to make it now for
yeah, but he'll roll up with a Popeyes bag too, and people are like, "What you got in the Popeyes bag, man? What you got in the Popeyes bag?"
Forgive you for being late then.
They will. What's that Popeyes bag, man?
No, if I bring them some Popeyes.
Yeah, come in with a half a dozen of those chicken sandwiches. They'll forgive you for everything. They will hold up the production. No, we're gonna wait. Why? We're taking lunch. It's 9:00. Lunch. Everybody take an hour. Okay, so yeah, that's that. And by all means, stop by Popeyes if you are running a little late. So here's what we're gonna do. First of all, we're gonna run you a trailer. We're gonna run the Heroes trailer, Heroes of 6th Street, because I love it. It's hilarious. Like I said, vegetables are bad for crooks. And we're gonna take a quick break, and we're going to be back in about 2 minutes or so with the 7 deadly questions. Okay, good. Prepare yourselves. Do some stretches or whatever it is you got to do.
Hello?
I want you to listen very closely now.
Your daughter's going to be calling you, and she's going to show you something too. I want you to watch it.
And then think about what you've seen.
If the gardens are disappearing, then my livelihood is disappearing.
What do they need gardens for anyway? Why can't they buy the veggies the local grocer like the rest of us? You were a real life, like for real, superhero.
Yes, dear. And a darn good one, too. I would go out and give crime a smack down like only a mother could give. You know, your father was a superhero.
Okay, Dad was a superhero too?
What's in the bag?
Hey, do it old school.
Oh, I was thinking of one of those high-end, high-priced little coffee shops with some expensive little finger sandwiches.
Don't you already have high-end, high-priced coffee shop across the street?
But those darn millennials are too lazy to cross the street, so I thought I'd make it easier for them to spend their trust funds.
Let's see what you got.
We'll make the land so unsustainable that even weeds will have to pack up and move to Miami. I'm gonna work this little bit of environmental disaster myself.
Honey, you can't fight these guys. This is big business.
Vegetables.
For my daughter.
Ooh, oh man. Hey, do it old school.
GONZO Radio. GONZO Radio.
We come running back here. Thank you very much for sticking around for the GONZO Radio show. We are going to expedite things right into the 7 deadly questions because damn it, my guests have places to go and shit to do. So 7 deadly questions, and you two had better be ready because I know we previewed them already. We've gone over them. We've had a dress rehearsal about it. You people get it right on the first take. I'm not used to this kind of abuse, I know.
We prepped each other on the way here.
They talked about it. Okay, let's get right to it. Lust, man, woman, historical figure, animated character. But it's got to be real. What or whom would you have sex with? Ultimate, hall pass, no consequences.
Pam Grier.
And I totally agree. And you, Olga?
Well, I was originally going to say I'm all cocked out, but I changed my mind, and I would say Jesus Christ.
Oh boy.
You want to bang Jeebus?
Oh boy.
I hope I don't offend anyone.
Yeah, they come out with something.
She wants to bang Jeebus. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'll accept that. That sounds about right.
Well, Olga means holy, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Well.
There's a connection for you.
And how do you say shit? So it would be like holy shit. It'd be like
in Russian, govno.
Yeah. So it'd be Olga Govnov.
No. Well, it's actually funny one time because my last name is Gavrilenko, and when they gave us the documents, they call me Govnienko, which means like a shit eater. So we had to actually go and correct that.
That's not right.
For a while in a passport, I was Olga Gavrilenko. So you're not serious.
Oh, that is so wrong.
Let's forget about Popeyes.
Moving on to gluttony. Speaking of eating, moving on to gluttony. That was a really horrible segue. What is your favorite pig out food?
Probably chicken.
But not chicken sandwiches.
But not chicken sandwiches.
Okay. Just regular chicken. Fried chicken?
I don't like the fried chicken because,
baked chicken?
I gotta watch, I gotta watch.
Grilled chicken?
And the baked chicken.
Roasted?
You know what's deadly with chicken with me is the Publix fried chicken. Deadly. If I ever decide to let myself go, it's going to be death by Publix fried chicken. I'm just going to go buy like 4 boxes of that shit. I'm going to eat it until my heart stops.
Yeah, I used to do all that.
Till my heart stops dead. Olga?
Being that I'm a former hippie chick.
Former hippie chick.
Yeah.
Something with beans in it then.
No, guava.
No. Guava.
So.
Oh, guava's huge down here. Guava, you're in South Florida, baby. We are Guava Central.
Guava mousse, guava sorbet, guava smoothie, guava cocktail. So I would actually I'm thinking about doing guava merchandise. So they have your kale, then they had your avocado, but nobody's promoting guava, so why not me?
Guava would go very well down here. There was a donut place down in Hollywood called Mojo Donuts, and they have a guava and cream donut.
Oh wow!
That was amazing, and I saw they make the guava preserve there. They made their own guava preserves. So that is one of the most amazing guava things you might ever see. You might want to go check out Mojo Donuts down on Pines Boulevard and University Drive in Hollywood. No extra charge for the plug, maybe a dozen donuts. Okay, so moving on to greed. Okay, people are pack rats. People got to have stuff. They got to collect stuff. They got to hoard stuff. They got to have look, I got a lovely collection of this stuff. What is it that you have to have? What is it that you like to collect?
Well, if you walked into my apartment, you would know immediately that I've got like 1 million old VHS tapes, old movies, anything from the 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, maybe a little bit with the 80s. But I like the old vintage movies. So that's my thing. And I've been collecting these since, I don't know, I guess like 1990, something like that. And I still, every now and then, if I go somewhere and I've got something on sale, like The Great Escape or something like that for 75 cents.
All right, quick tangent. Who's your favorite director?
Oh man, favorite director. I always liked Michael Curtiz.
Curtiz?
Who did Casablanca and Angels with Dirty Faces, the really old stuff.
Really, but I tell you, that's black and white film was a canvas to those guys.
Oh yeah,
a canvas to those guys. Totally agree with that. Awesome. Wow, very nice. So, look at you. You are a historian. You're worse than I am. I thought I was a nerd. Wow. Okay, Olga.
Art books.
Art books.
Mm-hmm.
Art books, definitely. Art books, and I totally agree with art books because that's what better way to see art other than in person would be through a book.
That'd be ideal if I could actually afford the art, but...
Oh, sure, let's just go blow $500,000 on a reprint, that's okay. Okay, moving on to number 4, sloth. Sloth. People that have certain things that they don't like to do, they like to get out of. What is it that you like? You're already yawning, so what do you... I'm going to say what? Podcasts? 9 p.m. calls?
Day jobs. Day jobs, doing the laundry, that kind of boring.
Housework
stuff, yeah. Housework, yeah.
Right on. Olga?
Being a hamster in a wheel, staying in this system.
Oh.
Yeah.
So day job too. Well, you artistic types, you do want to break away from having a regular job. Right on.
And being a former hippie and all,
Right, yeah. Work your craft. I love it.
And it's not work then. You're just living. You're just doing your thing and getting paid for it.
A big deal.
If I could get paid a little better than what I don't make any money at this, but if I could get paid completely, if this could pay all my bills and leave me a lifestyle that I'm accustomed to, I sound like a middle-aged divorcee, but seriously, I would love to do this full time all the time.
Yeah.
As it is, I do it almost full time. But yeah, awesome. Okay, move this to greed, sloth, wrath, wrath. And I'm gonna pull the addendum, my normal addendum, because I know exactly who you're going for. But who is it that you would love to just punch dead in the mouth? Just dead in the mouth. Once again, total hall pass, no consequences.
Somebody with an orange face. You know what I mean?
Just orange face, Trump. Yeah,
Trump.
I told you in the lead up, I said that I usually give the addendum of Trump. Besides Donald Trump, who would you want to punch in the face?
And I said Pence. And
you
if
said
Pence was standing in front of Trump, then maybe he would fly back and hit Trump in the face, so I get 2 for 1.
And then we all go get chicken sandwiches. Right on. Okay, and now, Olga, you're not a very violent person, but you've said that there's a type of person that you would like to punch in the face.
That is true. I don't like people who blatantly lie to you, but I also have a person in mind. My
specific.
next door neighbor, yes.
Okay.
Who violently threatened to fuck me in my nose.
Nose fucker.
Yes, this is the first time I've ever heard anything
So
like
if
that.
ever I meet this person, I'm immediately going to go, hey, nose fucker.
Yeah.
There's pie fucker, and now there's nose fucker.
Imagine how small it has to be.
That is a really little.
That's quite of a threat right there.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel so threatened. I mean, it's like, I'm gonna fuck you right in the nose. I mean, and let me tell you, I got a big nose. I mean, you might not be able to touch the sides in my nose, but I think my nose is safe. All right, moving on to number 6, envy. Who is it that you admire so much that you would swap lives with him?
Well, I don't know about admire, but the guy that married my first girlfriend, I envy him. I don't know if I admire him, but
because she's the one that got away.
Yeah.
Right on. We actually, a lot of us have one of those. I've got several of those, and I'm the one that they got away from. Whew, get that asshole out of my life. But okay, and Olga.
Well, talking about asses.
Wait, lean into the
Talking
microphone.
about asses.
Asses, okay.
Yeah, ass Instagram model.
Instagram ass models.
Yes.
You're proud of your Instagram ass
No,
pictures?
I'm not one. No,
Oh.
I that's who I envy.
Oh, so you
envy.
That's who you would want to be.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Hey, maybe we can arrange that.
There's one, Summer Rae. She has 21.9
Oh, Summer Rae.
I have to check.
Million followers. That's more than Trump. I think roughly the same amount as Obama.
Yeah, she's
she
ridiculous.
has a huge following.
Summer Rae.
He's all up in the Summer Rae. Summer Rae.
She doesn't. Is there much content on her? Like she just does twerks and
need a lot
it says cutesy things.
All right.
I'll wait till it.
All right, and finally, Summer Rae. Summer Rae gets props here on the Gonzo Radio Show. 7, pride. What is the one thing that you're proudest of? That you can say, I did that, I made that, this was my body of work, this was my thing.
It was my show on African American history. The African American
your one-man show.
Gallery. Yeah,
your one-man show.
My one-man show. We used to tour it around. I haven't been doing it much lately. Nobody seems to have any money. But we used to tour it around in schools and universities and correctional facilities and senior homes, and we were all over the place doing this. And I thought, especially for the kids that saw this, I think it made a big difference in their lives. There was we went to this one library, and this kid, after the show was over, there's a young black kid, and he was looking at this book about Phyllis Wheatley, who was a African American. I don't think she was a slave. I think she was in the North. She was free, and she was a poet. And this kid, who was kind of a rowdy type, is reading this thing on Phyllis Wheatley, and the librarian comes over and says, "We can never get this kid to read about anything." And now that he's seen your show, here he is reading about this black poet, and he's like, "That's amazing." So
Paying attention for once.
Maybe I made a difference in somebody's life. That might have been a turning point for him.
Well, okay. I mean, without getting too finger wagging, social justice warrior type of a political type of making that kind of a stance, but growing up in South Florida, I grew up at times within the African American community. I lived for 6 years in Opelika as a kid. And in Opelika, when you see 10 kids riding around on bicycles, and 9 of them are black, and one is a crazy fat white kid. Crazy fat white kid. That was me. Those were my boys. And let me tell you, the biggest injustice out of all the injustice of the stigmatization and the injustice of prejudice, the biggest injustice is limiting education for young African American kids. Limiting the education. I mean, and limiting the education for poor kids in general. Poor white kids too. I mean, we now have enough of a population to go, oh look, poor white kids are pieces of shit. Why? Because they don't know anything. They don't get an education. But the crime is, and it's something that you illustrate in your one-man show, the crime is that these kids aren't aware of their history, of their people's history, and their place in the history of this country. And they're significant, and we wouldn't be who we are without the African American community, without the African American people. I mean, it's as simple as that. And let's just face up to the fact. We brought them over here, we enslaved them, and we made them build us a nice country. So
for free.
Yeah. So why keep them in the dark?
Yeah.
The history is there. It's significant. It's amazing. And that's when I see things like that. It drives me nuts, because I'm like, I know that education is limited for poor kids. I know it is. And the African American community is predominantly poor. A lot of them are below the poverty line, or they're in a perceived poverty situation, even though they may have 2 jobs and they pay their rent, and they pay their fucking bills, and they feed their kids, and they pay their car payment, and they pay their insurance, okay? But they still have to live in a shitty neighborhood and then send their kids to a shitty school, because it's all about this. It's not even about the color of the skin then. Because they're living next door to poor white trash, or living next door to poor Dominicans. It's about poor, and it's about education. And I'm glad you're helping educate those kids. I really are. I mean, it's something I was very now get off my soapbox. I'm done.
Good to jump up there every
I get finger wagging every once in a while. I get the finger wagging. But you have places to go and shit to do. So you know what? I'm going to say thank you very, very much, Mr. Larry Robinson and Olga. What's your name again? Olga Gavrilenko.
Yeah,
Gavrilenko. I'll memorize it. I swear I will. You guys were awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming on.
For having us on your show, Mr.
You guys were the best. And once again, let me plug the ACT Broward Actors Cultural Theater, and that is the at actbroward.org. The Broward Film Industry Symposium, September 28th and 29th, with casting agents, acting coaches, directors, a monologue showcase, a film festival, and I got Saturday and Sundays at Savior Cinema. He sent me Savior Cinema. He didn't send me. He didn't send me the address. Just Savior Cinema. Just so, sure, Ed. Everybody knows where Savior Cinema
In
is.
Florida.
Google it. Thanks a lot, guys. You guys were the best. All right, you guys, make sure you're back here at 8 p.m. next week here on the Gonzo Radio Network for the Gonzo Radio Show. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. Go check us out on the social medias. Just type in Gonzo Radio, search Gonzo Radio on pick a platform, any platform, and that's where we pop up because we've actually gotten enough searches to where we're number one in the search. So we'll see you guys next week. No, wait. Maybe not. No, next week is Labor Day. I don't know. We'll see. I'll make an announcement. But thanks a lot for watching. We'll catch you guys later. Bye.
For Gonzo Radio, this is Super Time 6000 2015 for Gonzo Television Station. Coming to the greater Sandusky, Ohio area. This is Pirate Bill, and this is Frank Welker saying, watch Transformers.